So we're back with Couch Conversations. Can your marriage survive co-parenting? So I think it just kind of depends on the individuals involved. It can wreck a marriage, or your marriage can be fine.
Yeah.
It's important that both of the parents involved, I think, and everybody make sure they're on the same page, and that's to make sure that the children are okay. I think a lot of times previous feelings from the previous relationship kind of get things involved, and then when you start bringing in other people and people get married and get into new relationships, it can complicate things. I think communication is important as well, and that has to be done properly. I will say we had some struggles with our co-parenting. We had some bumps along the way, but we had to eventually be adults about it and communicate.
And I feel, of course, that it can, and I know that it can, but the question becomes is whether or not you're willing to go outside of the I guess what you've always said that you would do or wouldn't do, because sometimes that's how it ends up. With me, I've always felt that I would never marry someone with a child. However, for the right person, you're willing to make some adjustments. And so I think it's more so also, I think what you have to consider is the age of the child, the gender of the child, because a lot of times guys we have a difficult time dealing with boys. Sometimes they can be difficult, especially when you're talking about boys. And girls may be a little bit different, but when you're talking about boys and a new man coming into this environment, and now the boy telling the man that you're not my daddy, and I can understand how sometimes that could be a very difficult thing for another man to hear, especially when that man feels as if he's taking care of the child. I didn't necessarily have to deal with that particular part of it. However, there were things that I had to deal with when we're talking about the father wanting to, assert his fatherhood, and me also wanting to be the actual disciplinarian. And so it was a difficult, period of time we had to deal with things. However, it was about whether or not that I wanted enough to stay. That was the determining factor for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've told you what we think. You let us know what you think regarding can your marriage survive co-parenting. So, and let us know if you want to hear something else in the future. So, see you next time.